I am Dave B. I sell Chevys, and today we got a really good one for you. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna go back to when I was in second grade, 1987. A time when you still needed two GM keys, one to open the door and one to start the ignition. A time when the 1987 Corvette looked just like this. This Corvette was just traded into us recently. It has 20,246 original miles on it. It's very clean. Looks like they barely drove it. They obviously kept it in the garage. You know, body looks good. Wheels look good. We're gonna hop in here and go for a ride in a minute. First thing I notice when I look at this vehicle is it is small compared to the Corvettes today. I'm 6'5", 210, 212 pounds. I'm a pretty big dude, and it's surprising that I can even fit in this vehicle, but I can. I can fit in here. There's really no room for me to move around, but I can make it happen. So we're just gonna fall in here. And as you can see, I fit. Now it's tight. There's like no room to move. You know, my head is very close to the top here, but it's actually doable for a Sunday driver, something like that. I could totally drive this car. We're gonna use our square key. We can get her started up here. Pretty futuristic looking digital dashboard for 1987. She sounds good, sounds real strong. So let's take a look around. Not much room, a little bit of room for cargo. In the back, 2 passengers. That's all you can get obviously in the Corvette. It's pretty crazy how they set things up in the 1980s in this car. So windows are in the middle, which I have seen before. You have power windows, they do work. Both of them work. You have power mirrors. You select left or right, adjust the little knob here to adjust your mirrors on each side. And check out the seat controls. You know, you have a joystick here where I can move forward and back, up and down. You can raise the front portion of the seat up and down, the back portion of the seat up and down. And on here, you actually have lumbar control. And I don't know what these 3 dots are. I'm thinking maybe that's memory. They don't seem to be doing anything. So I don't know what those are. And then on this side of the seat, you also have some more bolstering here for upper lumbar, it looks like. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the recline. And this is your side bolsters. In and out. Power locks, lock and unlock. Nice and easy. You got your door handle to get out. And then check this out. First time I ever saw wipers on your door panel. So that's pretty interesting to put the wipers on the door rather than on like a turn signal stalk or something like that. But wipers work. Here we have fog lights, or driving lights, and we have our headlights, which of course this is pop-up headlights. Every Corvette, other than I believe the original, had pop-up headlights until 2005 when the C6 generation came out. You got your turn signals left and right. Both work. Cruise control. Tilt wheel, which definitely helps in this car. I can bring the wheel up so I actually have room for my legs. And then here you have your display. So you have a speedometer on the left, you have your tachometer on the right. And then check this out. This in the middle is a little computer system with buttons here that correspond to it. So for instance, on the top left corner, we have the oil pressure. We can turn it off so there's nothing there, or we can go to oil temp. You can go to coolant temperature, you can turn it off, or volts, which is on the top right. You have your fuel range. You can turn it off, or your trip odometer. You can change from English to metric, so you can go from to kilometers into, you know, liters per gallon or whatever they go by. And then you have your instant fuel economy on the bottom right. You can turn it off, or your average economy. Of course, you have a couple of reset buttons where you can reset those functions. So these buttons here, it's like now the new driver information centers are all on the steering wheel. You have up, down, left, right arrow with a check in the middle, and it all corresponds to the same screen. Here you have actual separate switches and toggles for each screen that you can control. So it's pretty cool that you're getting the same type of information, just done, you know, with the technology they had at the time. Pretty standard radio, AC Delco. It's got a cassette deck. It does work. Presets, you got a couple of those. You got your bass and treble you can adjust. Fade, balance. And then below here you have all your climate control for your fan speed, cool, warm, and your different vents and all. Rear defrost. Pretty cool, pretty basic, but you know, it's neat. I drive this and I just feel like, I sort of feel like a kid. I feel like I'm in Knight Rider or something like that, even though I know that wasn't a Corvette. Inside your center armrest here, you have a cassette deck holder. Now I don't know if that's factory, it's Velcroed in. I'm wondering if the original owner put it in here. We have the original book, 1987 Corvette manual. You have a release for the rear glass, so you can open that up. And then here's a tool for the target top. So you would have to, I don't exactly know how to do it, but I'm assuming inside here somewhere is probably a Torx header, so that you got to take out to release this target roof. It'll stow away in the back, just like the new ones do, and these little anchor points. Probably still in an elevated position, so you can put a bag or something underneath if you're on kind of a road trip or so, and you're bringing an overnight bag with you. You got the same power seat controls and stuff on for the passenger seat, all the same toggles and switches for that as well. Some nice Corvette embroidery in the seat. Now this car is for sale, so if you're interested, $10,997 buys it. You can come on down and we'll ship it home to you, or you could drive it home or whatever. I'm gonna go for a ride right now. So let's get this buckled up. This is an automatic. 4-speed automatic. She's pretty torquey. It's so crazy driving a car like this because the brake pedal feels like a solid rock. I don't know if it's just the way it is. Now, we checked the cars out in service and all, so I'm sure everything's actually fine. It probably just feels the way it is. And the steering wheel is so tight. You know, the steering is so much different than cars today. We'll wait till this last car goes, just in case we bog down or anything when we take off. Now this is 240 horsepower. I have to look it up. I don't know what the torque ratings are on this car. Again, I was 7 years old when this car came out. It has definite immediate throttle response. Now, like on old test drives, I'm taking it down the bumpy road that we go down. You know, it's got some rattles. It's got some stuff I would imagine you're gonna hear because it is as old as it is. But it actually rides pretty solid. It feels good. The seat is very cushiony. You kind of feel like once you sit in it that you're really sinking in the seat because it's bolstered so well that you know, it's hugging halfway up my leg. Steering wheel's slightly off, it looks like, with the alignment, but that can be fixed. Yeah, the wheel is slightly off. Steering is so tight. Oh, all right, we got a low coolant light. Now, that I saw was on earlier, so I did check the levels. The levels seem to be okay. I think it's a faulty sensor or a bad sensor. But because of that, we're not gonna go too far. We're gonna end up taking this right back now. Our coolant temperature is at 178, so it's not like we're overheating or anything like that. Truck's running fine. Did I just say the truck is running fine? I mean, the Corvette is running fine. This is a C4, 4th generation Corvette. It's crazy to drive a car like this because I'm not going far, obviously, because it's low coolant light, but what feels fast in this, like this is a Corvette, you'd think it would be fast, but you hop in a you know, Chevy Malibu with a 2-liter turbo, and that's gonna smoke this car all day long on the track. You know, the cars today are just so much more powerful than these cars were back then, but that's what makes this car cool. You know, it's the fact that it's that vintage style, vintage type classic car that is awesome for what it was at its time. I mean, where else can you know, hop in a car like this today where you have such a, you know, a digital dash like we have now in cars, or all LCD screens versus, you know, however this is actually designed. I don't know, it's just backlit panels. I think it's awesome. I think if you're interested in this, this is an original one owner 20,000 mile car that is really, really cool if somebody's an enthusiast and would want one. So if you know anybody, share the video, send it their way. You know, have them reach out to me either through here in the comments, Facebook, at Dave B Sells Chevy. I'm even on Instagram, Dave B Sells Chevy. You can just DM me either of those spots. So reach out into any one of those spots if you're interested. I'd be happy to help you out and put this in somebody's driveway, all right? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And we're gonna head back to the future of 2019 and leave 1987.